Hello and welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is the show that will teach you about stuff about technology and make you smarter. Anyway, today on the show, I know, usually we talk about wireless, but you know the spiel, right? You know what the show's about. You can keep coming back. So
if you don't know what he's talking about, check out previous episodes for the entirety of the spiel. And now, by doing all of this, we've made it longer than it ever was.
Yes! Let's get into the content, shall we?
Sure.
So today on the show, we're going to do something that I have no clue about, which is sort of like every show, really, if you think about it. TrueCrypt. We are going to encrypt data so that people can't see it.
Yes. Now, people that have been watching us for a while may be saying, didn't you already do something on encrypting data? And yes, we did. Episode 199, we actually talked about devices like this little USB key that have built-in hardware encryption. And we had some people writing in and saying, hey, why didn't you cover TrueCrypt? It's software and it's free. And it's just, you know, we did talk about TrueCrypt, but the episode was running a bit long, so we figured we'd save that, expand it for an entire episode. So this is the episode, finally.
There you go. You guys, the geeks out there anyway, have been saying, give us more geeky stuff.
Yeah.
So this is more geeky stuff in response to you, the viewer, and your fantastic emails to us all. All right, with that, let's take a break. When we come back, TrueCrypt demystified how to encrypt your data with software after this.
You can do it too.
Oh, good. So you said you referred them to episode 199, which is, I think, in the future.
It is in the future. We haven't done it yet. No, actually, it was episode 99. I got ahead of myself. I was so excited about it.
I know, you're so excited about this encryption stuff. Don't know why. Anyway. So, okay, let's get into it. I promise I won't sabotage this episode. I'm going to be incredibly involved in it, and I'm going to be excited about it.
Like I believe you anymore.
Well, I'm going to try. So, encryption, what exactly is it?
Well, encryption basically is a way of taking data that's out in the open. Could be a file, could be a picture, could be whatever. You've got data on your computer that's a lot of different things. Taking it and encoding it so that it is unreadable unless you have the special key to decrypt
So it's like
it.
locking it digitally away so nobody can see it.
Right. So you remember back in the old days, you had the decoder ring that you could send secret messages to your friends. It's like that, except a lot more complicated.
This is like James Bond technology.
It's James Bond technology. In fact, it actually is military-grade technology that is available to you, the consumer.
Ooh.
Even people like you.
Even people like me. So I can hide what, though?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to hide something.
Like what?
There's naughty reasons.
Naughty reasons?
Naughty reasons, but there's also reasons that, say, for example, you are part of a company. Like, you're with the Coca-Cola Corporation, and you have the formula for new Coke right here on your little USB drive. And you do not want this to fall into enemy hands.
Pepsi hands.
If Pepsi got this, you'd be done for.
So you want...
So what you want to do is you want to save the data in a way that's easily movable from place to place so that you can use it where you need to use it, but that if you lose this drive, you just drop it out of your pocket, that people won't be able to get into that.
The Pepsi people.
The Pepsi people.
Right.
Same thing on your computer. You can do it that way. You can encrypt files on your computer. You can do it essentially anywhere where you have data.
And we do this with a program called TrueCrypt, which is free.
It is free and it's open source. So you can use the hardware type devices like a hard drive or the USB key, which I just threw away. But you can also do it strictly with software. Now anybody can do this. Now I have this hardware-based one, but I can also use, for example, this USB key, which is it's called It's a Key by LaCie.
Yeah, we like that.
Right.
I'll go into
Right.
it.
But it's just a standard USB key. It looks a bit different, but it acts like any normal key. Now with TrueCrypt, you can actually encrypt this entire key so that no one can get access to this.
Cool. Okay. So
All right.
let's get into it. Show it. Do show.
All right. So, well, first of all, you want to get the program. It's a very small program. You can get to truecrypt.org. We're going to save it to disk. And you know what? It's saved. That was quick. It's a very small program. There's not a lot to this. So we're going to open it. We're going to install it. And this is going to be like, it's going to take like no time at all. Just a few clicks like that. And in a few seconds, it's going to be installed. Now, what this is doing is it's putting the client on your system, the TrueCrypt client. They're successfully installed already.
You're putting it on a Mac. This is Windows version 2.
I'm putting it actually on my Windows partition here. It's available for Windows. It's available for Mac. It's available for Linux. So
Ubuntu?
Sure.
Good.
Why not?
Good.
Do I want to review the release notes? No, we're not going to do that. So we're finished. So now we actually have access to this program. So we're going to go over to Start, All Programs, and TrueCrypt. And there it is. Okay, so how this works is you create a file on your system, or, well, there's two ways to do it. You can either create a big file, which is a container for a bunch of data that you're going to throw into it and encrypt it. Or you can encrypt the entirety.
Container?
A container.
Yes.
Or you can encrypt the entirety of a USB key or a hard drive or even the operating system in itself, everything on here. So for the sake of argument, let's just create a volume. So what this will be is essentially a file on your hard drive. So I'm going to create a volume. And say we have the option here of create an encrypted file container, encrypt a non-system partition drive, that would be the USB key, or an external hard drive, or encrypt the system partition or entire system drive. Now I could encrypt my entire system drive right in place here.
Right.
We're not going to do that because that's
or
a little bit
a
more
folder,
involved.
or a partition, or an external hard drive, or anything.
Right. So what we're going to actually do here is we're not going to grab a folder that exists on the system and encrypt that one folder, but we're going to create a new, as we said, a container that we can actually then throw something into. Okay, so we're going to create the encrypted file container, click Next, create a standard TrueCrypt volume. We also see the option here for creating a hidden TrueCrypt volume, and we'll get to that in a second. We're going to select a file, and in this case, we're just going to go to our desktop, and we're going to type the name of the file, test, because that's what we're going to call this particular file. And we're going to hit Save. Volume location will be that. Never save the history is checked by default. That means that if anyone opens up this program, they won't have any clue what you did in the past. So in case you really want to be secret about all of this stuff, that's what you can do. It'll ask you to choose an algorithm. Any of these is as good as, well, they're not as good as the other ones, but they're good for most purposes. AES is the one that it chooses by default, but you can choose Serpent, Twofish, AES. You can read a little bit.
Now this is the key that's going to be used to lock the data, right?
Right. So you know,
unlock it.
Yeah. So you know, with your decoder ring, it is that A equals Z, B equals Y, that kind of thing. But you can just as easily make any of them equal anything else in there. And what this is doing is changing the way it scrambles the data. Now, it's, like I said before, it's nowhere near that simple. It's really doing a lot of hardcore mathematical computing in there to make this work.
Right.
So you can choose any of these, and then the hash algorithm, you can choose different ones. And it has more information links here that you can actually go through to find out what exactly that means.
Which one would you use, though?
I use the default. You can choose any of them depending on your security needs.
Okay.
The easier ones will be easier to hack by brute force. Any of them will be reasonably hard to hack by brute force unless you really throw a lot of computing power at it. So if the government gets a hold of this, they'll be able to crack it. It'll take a bit of time.
And that's the bottom line of encryption, right? Encryption is really just a complication for somebody.
Right.
To get you're throwing like something in the way of them to make it hard for them to get to something. Yeah. But ultimately, with enough effort, anybody can break through any encryption.
Right. With the things that are available here, definitely. And I said, don't think that this is going to prevent the government from getting to your secret plans for blowing up a bridge or something like that. It doesn't work quite that.
Al-Qaeda, this episode is not going to help you. Sorry.
And in fact, this encryption technology is banned from export outside of North America anyhow. So, not that that'll stop people from smuggling it across the borders, but anyways, so to continue creating this thing, we'll just click Next. Mm-hmm. It'll ask you for a volume size. Now, this is to create the size of the container. So think when you're packing, what size of box you need for something. So you can get a small box, and once it's filled, you can't put anything else in it, and that might not be convenient. So you can choose in kilobytes, megabytes, or gigabytes in this case with the newest version. We're going to choose a fairly small one here because we don't want this to take a long time. So we're going to choose 20 megabytes. So that'll be able to save our secret recipe and maybe a couple of images of the new packaging for Coca-Cola.
Okay.
And so it'll ask you to create a password. Now, this is important. You need to protect it. So we're going to create a password here. We're going to type it again. The longer the password you type, the more secure it's going to be.
That could be your flaw, right? It's all encrypted, but you type the word sex as your password.
Or pencil, or your last name, or whatever. So choose a good password as well.
Right.
And it's going to...
Uppercase, lowercase, numeric, and perhaps punctuation in there.
Right. So it's going to give us a warning here when we type Next. Warning, short passwords are easy to crack. Are you sure you want to do this? We're going to say yes because we don't want something long here for the sake of the demo, but choose a long one if you really want it to be safe. Choose an entire sentence. Then it gives us the option to choose our file system. the type of cluster, so you can adjust this if you really want. Now, the interesting thing you'll see here is it says random pool. To make encryption work, it uses a random pool based on some sort of random element that it can grab. Now, in this case, it's using it by the cursor of my computer here. As I move it around,
it's
it randomizes.
It's the thing that uses to randomize the number.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're going to move it around a little bit, randomize it, and then click Format. Now it's going to start and create this volume. Since it's a small one, it actually did it fairly quickly. Now, how do you use it? That's the important part here. Now, what it's done is, and why this is so interesting, is it's created a file that's virtually unidentifiable. So you can call it anything you like on your drive, and there'd be no indication to the people at Pepsi Corporation, or to be fair, going in the opposite direction, that this file was an encrypted container. You could call it something.doc, and it'll look like a document that is corrupted and doesn't work. Right? So what you need to do first is you need to mount it. And what that's doing is it's grabbing the file, saying, here's my password, put this onto my system, apply the password, and decrypt it on the fly. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go select our file. It's on the desktop again. It was test. We're going to open it. We're going to select one of these drives on here. On the side, you see E through Z. It's getting a free letter on your system, and you can use any of them.
Oh, good. So you could assign it as S for secret.
Exactly. Or you can assign it for G. You can actually have multiple
drives,
encrypted drives open at the same time. But this will basically allow you to treat it as another drive, even though it's a file on your system. So we're going to click Mount. Now that we've selected J, we've got the file there. We're going to click Mount, type our password, and now what's going to happen is now we're going to have a J drive over here. So we'll go over to my computer and look at local disk J, and there it is. Cool. It's empty right now because we haven't put anything in it.
Very cool. So it's like an encrypted container, nothing in it, ready for the Pepsi formula or the Coke formula, whatever.
Right.
Okay, well, can we take a break, or you have one more thing to show us?
Well, we want to show the concept of the hidden container really, really quickly. We can describe this rather than going through the entire process. Now, the hidden container that we see is, now if I'm holding a gun to your head and say, give me the password to this, or if you're doing it to me since I'm the one with this, then I have to give you a password, right? Otherwise, I'm done for. The hidden container is an ability to create another container inside that main container that contains the real data. So I've created this folder here. It's completely empty right now, but I can put in a few documents to sort of, deviate or to get people's suspicion pointed elsewhere.
Distract them.
Yeah, these are my tax files that are in here. I wanted to keep this away from other people that don't need to know about my taxes.
So you put a container in a container?
So then I put a container inside this. I'll go through that process again, point back to that same file, and say create a hidden volume inside there. And what it'll do is it'll create another folder inside there. So you use the password for that one. It'll go to that one instead. But if someone's holding a gun to your head,
clever,
you can say, oh, it's whatever, and then you'll just see the tax files.
I'm going to call you 00 Carruthers from now on.
00 nothing.
All the Bond girls are going to love you. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, any final tips? No. Picture time and all the other things that we do at the end of the show. All that and more Sean after this. Well, as you know, we've been running a little contest here at Lab Rats where you can get yourself a butterscotch T-shirt. Very nice color.
Can I get a rat?
You can't get a rat. Those are available at IKEA, though, by the way, in case you're interested.
Yeah, they're dirt cheap, too.
Yeah. But if you would like a T-shirt, then all you have to do is send an email to...
you're not going to get a rat, but you'll get an awesome T-shirt at labrats.tv.
Yeah, well, preferably.
Feedback at labrats.tv.
And all you need to say is, hey, dear Lab Rats, one of my favorite show on butterscotch.com is, and the episode I love is...
Not Lab Rats, though.
Not Lab Rats. And if we pick your email, we'll send you one of these fun yellow T-shirts, okay? And in fact, Liam actually did that based on our recommendation of a previous show. He said he loves Mist Download because it tells me great software that is useful for me that I didn't know about. That's what he says. So let's take a look at one of the random episodes of Mist Download. Are we going to look at a specific one, Sean? Matt?
I'm Matt, but no, just a clip.
Just a clip. So let's go see Mist Download when we come back. Picture time. That's after this.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Mist Download. Orb is a program that when installed on your PC or laptop allows you to remotely access all your media files from anywhere. Orb has a homepage that you can customize to better suit your needs, and you can manage your MyCast or homepage to list your favorite videos, playlists, photos, and stuff like that. Now, once you have it installed on your home PC or laptop, you can log in anywhere. Your iPhone, someone else's iPhone, or laptop can be used to stream the media.
There you go. And for those of you who haven't seen Miss Download before, she releases a new episode every Tuesday at butterscotch.com at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. All right.
Yay.
Yay. Time for picture time now.
We have picture time as well. This is something else you can get in touch with us about. Send in your pictures of you, your dog, your rat, your cat, your desktop, your stereo, whatever.
The formula for Coke.
The formula for Coke. And we'll send it back.
Right.
We will send it back.
All right.
We won't arrest you, though.
No.
All right.
Who do we have?
Today we have Ashish.
Ashish.
And he is. He said he was inspired by us to build his own PC, and this is him with his own PC.
Cool. Where's Ashish from? Is he from the U.S. or Canada?
I'm not 100% sure. He didn't say. So when you send in your pictures, tell us where you're from. So
we'd
we
like to know where you're from.
We can sometimes guess from the email address, but not always.
Not always. That's right. Okay, good.
All right.
And anything else, Mr. Carruthers?
Yeah. Well, speaking of picture time.
Yeah.
I actually want to show you, we talked about creating a container and then a hidden container. I want to show you really quickly the upshot of that.
Ooh.
So we've got right here, we've got that LaCie drive that I mentioned earlier, and we're going to mount it, and we're going to type in our password for the outside container. And you'll notice over in my computer, it mounts here.
Yep.
It's now J on the system.
Mm-hmm.
Click through,
J drive.
and we've got photos for lab rats, which we use for picture time. And all this, we've got a lab rat's pick. But you know what? We also have a hidden container in this as well.
Ooh.
This is the stuff I don't want you to see. So we're going to dismount that.
Don't show us that stuff.
No. And we're going to click Mount again. Here's the secret. Now we're going to use
dirtier.
We're going to use a different password here. And it says incorrect password. So make sure you type the right password.
This will all be defeated if you forget your password.
If you forget remember the password.
You're pooched.
Okay. So there we go. It's installing, or it's mounting again. There it is. Click J, and now you see we've actually got this a very embarrassing photograph, as you can see right here, of us in rain gear, acting like goofballs. I wanted to hide this from the world, which is why I put it in the hidden container.
Got it.
So there you go.
A few years ago in LA, no?
No, this one was actually right here in the studio.
Oh, well. There you go. That's another edition of Lab Rats. Thank you, Sean, for your insight into True Crypt. You can find out more about that file on our show notes, as I said before.
Unfortunately.
butterscotch.com/labrats. Thank you
the True Crypt. True Crypt, not unfortunately. This file, this picture, unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately,
We'll post a link to that, too.
Okay, very good. Thanks for pushing play this week. We love when you come see us, because it wouldn't make any sense for us to be here if you didn't do that. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
Okay, two things. One, I started biting my tongue. You're like, this is an episode about anything, something I have no idea about. I'm like, women, sports! The other thing, you said episode 199? I think you meant 99.
No, 199.
It was
We
99.
haven't done episode 199 yet, so.
Oh, yeah.
Want to do it again?
No,
Do it
I
again.
think you actually do pop-up. I liked your energy there. It was actually quite funny.
Okay.
Yeah, just do a pop-up. Oh, actually,
Did I say 199?